let's do something different than the Ultra. Let's try to cross something off this damn list. Alright, it's no accident we're sitting here by Dennis's sled. Dennis lost spark last winter on that Duluth ride with all the pedestrians on the trail. We're not sure what happened. Spark has mysteriously came back in the 6 months since then. It lost spark one other time, and spark mysteriously came back in 5 minutes. We know it's not related to the kill switches or key switch or any of that. That's all unplugged. So we're going to start troubleshooting it. We're going to see if there's something temperature related first. We're going to do a bunch of ohming things out. We're going to walk you through how to troubleshoot weird ignition problems, and if we get lucky, well, maybe we'll find something. Maybe it'll be a bad ground or a bad connection too. We got to look at everything.
Let's get to it.
Alright, we got to go look this up, and it should be, so all these coils have an orange and a black, and we should be getting 0.4 of an ohm across orange to black of each individual coil.
That's a big zero.
No, it's
0.2.
Let me hold it right. 0.1, that's probably within spec. If it was high, like 20 or 30, I'd be freaking. But in fact, if it was like 2, I'd be freaking. But 0.1. Alright. And then this last one is 0.2. Alright, good enough. Next we're going to check the ground. So if you get way in here, Dennis, you see how this last one has this brown wire that goes to ground? Comes off of here, and it damn well better read 0.0 to anything that's grounded on the engine. If I can hold it with one hand. And 0.0. Alright, so initial check, the spark plugs look okay. Next we're going to check the stator and see how that ohms out. I've got to go back to the book for a second. Yep, so we're checking to the stator, not the box.
Box is out.
You can't really ohm out the box here. We're going to check on the stator side. The black red to red is 4.6 ohms, and the white to white red is 100 ohms. Or at least that's what's desired, give or take 10%. So now I got to find these. So this one plug is super hard to see, but that's the black red to red. And we did do dielectric grease last time this happened, so there's plenty of that around. It's not from getting wet. Well, 4.4, 4.5, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, the other two. Alright, the stator ohms out pretty good.
It's supposed to be, it's at 100, I think?
It's supposed to be 198. It's
yep,
well
right
within spec. Plus or minus 10%.
Yep.
So, unfortunately, the next thing we're going to do is get out the heat gun and warm up the coils and see if any of them are breaking down. Oh, we do have to check the secondary resistance on the coils. We didn't check that, so we got to pull each of these caps off and then check that. So we'll go back and do that quick. Yeah, you can stop filming now. Secondary resistance, 4K ohms, plus or minus 20%. It doesn't say if I'm going to the black or the orange, but I assume the orange because the black's a ground. Of course, they are all daisy chained. So, each individual coil, so I got to jam this in where that was screwed on. Jam that in there. 4.1, well within spec. All right, second coil. And it's thinking
There it is.
4.1, well within spec. Third coil.
Whoa.
I don't have a good connection. I said, I don't think I have a good connection. Either that or that coil could be bad. .2, so I didn't have a good connection. 4.2. All right, so the cold test on all the coils is good, which we wish we would have found something in some of this, right? I mean, would have been nice to go, that's the problem, it's the stator, or that's the problem, it's the second coil. But we didn't. So I'm going to get the heat gun over here, and we're going to start warming up the coils and see if any of them break down. Oh, and the laser thing, we're going to warm them up to 200 degrees. We don't need to go to 400 or 500 and damage them. I'll be right back. It's like 114 back there, 200 there. She's smelling pretty stinky. She smells hot. We're gonna check her right now. So we'll check the secondary resistance first, since I'm still plugged into that. Come on. All right. Well, that one went up to 5K ohms, which is not shocking. It's slightly out of tolerance. It's nothing horrible. All right. Primary resistance is 0.2. It's supposed to be 0.4. So nothing real bad happened on that one. So we'll move on to the next one. Come on. Make it. 4.8. All right, we're on to the PTO side. If that one acts good, then we're going to pull the exhaust, pull the recoil, and pull the flywheel. I think the next thing is to warm up the stator, and I don't know if that doesn't fix it. I don't know. Plug it in and gently warm up the CDI and see if that makes the spark break down. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that before we. Maybe we should do that.
That one first?
Yeah. Let's warm up the stator, or warm up the CDI first, and then if that makes spark go away, then we found our culprit. All right. All right, well, we just confirmed it still has spark after doing those checks. So that's a good thing. So now we're going to gently warm up the CDI box and see if that makes it fail. Will it? We don't know. We're going to find out. Why the CDI box now? Because it's easier than pulling the flywheel off to get to the stator. All right, well, we've now tried two other CDI boxes. Same exact results from all of them. Weak spark.
Weak spark.
The coils seem good. Spark's there, but weak sauce.
No, I can't do this.
All right, so I guess we're going to have to get into the stator.
Yep.
Yuck. All right, well, one of these plug caps doesn't have any connection, and the other two are kind of flaky. Eight mega ohm is really not connected. That's bad. Let's check this one. So this one's good. 4.6K ohms.
That's what it's supposed to be?
Yep. because these are LB5s, and that's what the sled calls for. Not 10K ohms, but 5. And then this one,
There's just no reading.
there's no reading at all on this one. This one's not even connected. So we got two that are super bad. So I went digging in Nutter's drawer of mystery electrical. Perfect. And
Two good ones.
let's hope this one's good. Good. These are both good. Woohoo!
So let's try that.
Let's try. All right, here we are. Yeah, we're in that far. We're doing the in-chassis stator swap. Yeah. Got all the screws loose. Brad's trying to knock that one out. And then we'll put this one in. And we'll put the other flywheel on, which we don't have any idea why any flywheel would be any better than the other one. We'll put the other stator on. These came off a stuck engine, so truly just a hope and a prayer. And let's see what happens.
The plug is...
Ain't coming out yet?
No.
All right.
Reach through the hole and push on that.
That's what she said.
I don't know, I'm praying. I don't know what I'm...
Here. You film for a sec.
Oh, sorry.
Alright.
Trying to reach through the hole.
Fuel pump's completely in the way.
Yep.
Oh, that ain't gonna work.
I got the top through, definitely.
There it goes. Alright, now we gotta push the wires
Feed the wire through.
with it. Hang on, don't yank it too hard. We still don't know that that's necessarily a... Oh, this hose is completely blocking me. Alright, we're pulling our hair out here. So the memory card ran out in the camera. I don't know where this left off before this. Hopefully we make some logic out of this video. We've literally replaced the entire ignition system. We've tried the CDI box that came on this sled, the one Dennis bought at Princeton, the one from my parts sled. We changed the stator. We changed the flywheel. We changed the coils. The spark, it's there. It exists, but it's a weak sauce. But it does start. So Brad's over here, and Brad had this good idea. Well, why don't we just run it outside? It's 75 degrees. Let's run it outside for 15 minutes and see if the thing stalls. Want to do the honors? We're just going to run her for a while and see if we lose spark or not. Alright, it's the next night. Dennis and Brad are gone, and I thought of something we didn't check. Didn't heat up that pulsar coil or the other coil on the stator, the charge coil. So I'm going to do that quick, warm them up, and let's see if those are breaking down, because we really didn't find anything yesterday. Okay, hopefully you can read this. That's ohms, 98.6. The spec on this pulsar, that's this outer one, is 100 ohms. So let's see what happens. Well, that sure didn't take a long time to run it up to 40% above the spec, 140 ohms. What's the temperature? About reading here in the middle on the back, about 150, which seems plausible for a sled. A little on the high side, but I believe we found our culprit. I mean, for sure the resistance was going to go up a little when we warmed it up. But to go up by 40% in the space of, within the operating range, I mean, it's still at, 135 right now, according to the old laser. I mean, you could see it. Depends on where I pointed at on there. Obviously, I had the heat gun up here. 138, 120, still at 135 ohms. So we found the culprit. When Dennis's sled got warm, this pulsar resistance got too high and he lost spark. So there we go. Hopefully we fixed it with the other one and the other stator. I guess we'll have to run it a bit to find out. Wish I would have done that test on the other stator before I put it in. Dang it. Calling this a victory beer. Well, it took me an extra evening, but I definitely found the culprit. For sure it's that pulsar coil. And I took a quick look around, and they're available everywhere. Go figure. I guess I'm the last to know that those things fail. I mean, if the aftermarket's reproducing them, it's probably a pretty common problem. So, I still got to check out the one that we put into this sled, but that's relatively easy. I really only have to get the recoil off, and then I can heat it up and check the ohms, because it's outside of the flywheel. So, with that said, I want to thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't. Leave me a comment. If you know some other crazy XLT ignition problems, I'd love to hear about them. I don't claim to know everything. You can see we kind of fumbled our way through this and just used basic electronic principles, a heat gun and a voltmeter, and eventually we stumbled on an actual problem. You can do the same. It'll work for you. Just get a manual, look up the specs. So, anyways, thanks to our patrons, Aaron, Michael, and Matt. You guys are the best. We really appreciate your support. We appreciate the beer and pizza funds that you guys are helping us out with. And for everybody else, we'll see you at the swap meets and on the trails.